So good morning everybody, and welcome along out with RB this morning, Red Bomb. And we're back out again on yet another Titan. This one is a red one, going out to one of our customers at the end of next week, and down to me again. Yet to do that ride test mileage on this one for the customer, so video for the customer to show the bike is running effectively. And we're going to change the route up this morning, something slightly different. So we're going to do the urban first, and then crank onto the dual carriageway mileage. So currently 1k on the bike, and we're just going to run this around town, some of the back roads, and just show you what the low speed handling is like on one of these, and how good these tyres are on a cold morning. And we have had a lot of comments about the tyres on the Titans. Are they good? Yes, they're fine. I have never had a problem using these nylon tyres. Never ever had a problem at all. They are ample in the summer, do the job. In the winter, if you are going to be throwing it around in the winter, as any bike, it is going to get a little bit skittish, but as an experienced rider, I never have a problem with them. And I would always say, if you are obviously don't like the tyres on it, change them out. Go for something like a Scoot Smart, Dunlop Scoot Smart, or a Michelin, or even a Bridgestone. There are loads of different tyres on the market, different brands, and it's just personal choice what you want. So if you want to do anything like that, you can pick tyres up for these for about 25-30 quid front and back, 25-30 quid each. And obviously rubber will always be better than a normal nylon tyre, but these nylon tyres, I never ever have a problem with them. Just going to come in while the road is empty, in on the front brake, pulls down effectively, onto the roundabout, and even on a cold morning like today, fresh tyres, it does lean well. Obviously as an experienced rider, you start to feel for when your breakaway points are. You can feel everything through the seat of your pants, so you know exactly when you're going to get a bit of breakaway from the tyre. Now obviously as a sports bike rider, I do tend to lean a bike quite a lot, but these little tyres are very, very effective. As I always say, these little Titans are absolutely bomb proof. So as long as you're doing your servicing, your maintenance, you're looking after that bike every week. And I have seen a lot of bikes on the Lexmoto owners UK page where it's like, oh, I can't, I've had a puncture in my rear wheel, I can't get my my rear wheel out. How do you do it? Remove the brake caliper, take the wheel out, job done. But when they actually show you the photo of that rear end, the nuts and bolts on it absolutely rotten. How long have you had the bike? 6 months. Have you ever cleaned it? Nah, just ride it. You must keep your bike clean, do your maintenance. Good coat of ACF 50. I always bang on about ACF 50 on a bike. Anti-corrosion. And going by sort of the posts that were on there in the last couple of days, you tried to get the nuts and bolts off, it absolutely smothered the back end in WD-40. All over the disc and all over the pads. That is the last thing you want to be doing, getting any oil on your brake surfaces. That is going to reduce your braking and absolutely ruin your pads. So if you are ever doing maintenance on a bike, don't get any oil on your brake discs, your drums, on your pads, anywhere. Obviously when I ACF 50 a bike, and people say, why do you put it on the exhaust? The exhaust is going to be the first thing that rots on a bike. So I would always say, slap a coat of ACF 50 on a bike, get it all down, get it all done, and keep that bike cleaned, lubricated and checked over. Check your oil level, be checking your tyre pressures at least once a week minimum. Checking your oil level as well, once a week minimum. Shouldn't need to top it up, but you should always be checking your bike before every ride. I tend to do a thing called a walk round, where I start at the front of the bike and I start in a clockwise fashion. So I start from the front left, round the front, all the way round, checking all those bolts, checking all the nuts, checking my levels, checking my indicators, my horn and my lights all work as well, making sure that everything is absolutely good on it before I take that bike out. And I do that on every single bike I ride, not just my own bikes, but even my own bikes. Every time I ride it, I will do a walk round on it, checking all the bolts, checking that everything is tight, nothing looks loose. If it does, get an Allen key to it or put a spanner on it. It is that simple. It should take you literally 1 to 2 minutes to do a walk round. That 1 to 2 minutes could save your life. You have a bolt come out on, especially on a disc or anything, or out of a sprocket, catches that rear hub, that's going to throw your bike about. So always make sure you do your bolt checks effectively. I was sitting at 40 mile an hour on this one, slightly different route. I thought we'd have a little bit of a change on this Friday morning, and heavens forbid it is Friday the 13th, so not a big superstition fan, but Friday the 13th 2020, oh god, with what's going on, it definitely is a Friday the 13th. As always a pleasure riding these little Titans. We are selling these like the proverbial hotcake. We now have, I think, 5 left. So if you did want a Titan, get on the phones quick. A lot of dealers are running out of bikes. We are getting a lot of phone calls. I've tried to source this bike, I can't find it. Have you got one? No, we haven't got one. Lexmoto haven't got one. There's none on the database. You are going to have to call around the dealers. But if, as I always say, and I've been saying for the last 3 or 4 months now, if you're desperate for a bike, get a pre-order in. Get yourself a bike reserved off the list, get a pre-order in, and then at least you will be guaranteed one in a couple of months. If you wait for a bike, you're not going to get one. Now, I have got 2 Michigans that have come in, and I've got a lot of people asking about the Michigans. Got a couple of viewings on those over the weekend, so they may be gone. Obviously got some Iskers and some Assaults coming as well, but always check out a dealer. There's a huge dealer network of Lexmoto dealers and stockists across the country. I think there's about 120 to 130 dealers and stockists nationwide. Easiest way to get yourself a bike, go onto Lexmoto pages, lexmoto.co.uk. At the top end, find a dealer, and that will give you the 6 nearest dealers. If you put your postcode in, hit the little magnifying glass, that will give you the 6 nearest dealers to yourselves. Over those big bumps, and that suspension is just soaking up the bumps. Lovely. So always check out a dealer, give them a Google. Now we use about 3 or 4 in the area. Obviously I'm not going to name them, but we do talk to other dealers, and we've got one down in towards Hampshire way. We've got one that is up in Coventry that we talk to quite a lot, another one in Hertfordshire, and one in Northampton. And all of those dealers are really on the ball, spot on, as same as what we are. And you tend to find that the majority of the people that have a dig at Lexmoto bikes on the Lexmoto Owners UK page on Facebook, either not had one, or they're a youngster, had absolutely no basic knowledge of servicing or how to look after a bike, and then complain when all the things go wrong, because all they're going to do is get on, ride it and rag it. So I would always say, do your maintenance. It's as easy as that. So what we're going to do now, we're going to head down the dual carriageway now. We've got 7k on the bike, slightly different route, little bit of urban. And time to go down the A5, give her a little bit of a run. And have a little bit of fun. And obviously early in the morning, it's very, very dark out this morning. Sunlight's just starting to poke its head out the clouds. And we've still got another 2 to ride this morning, so lots of videos going to be going up tonight. As always, check out the YouTube channels. There are a lot of bike riders that I follow. They are all in the comments at the bottom under bike riders that I follow. You can go and check out obviously the other Lexmoto rider that does work for Lexmoto, or blogs for Lexmoto products. That's Spicy 110. Obviously myself, RB, does it as well. If you're into the big bikes and you just fancy a little bit of YouTube, go over and check out TheMissendenFlyer, Lamb Chop Rides. He's a very, very good biker. Just going to shift lanes on this, the inside lane. Quick shoulder check in there. Yeah, check out Lamb Chop Rides, and then all the others, Therhythmicbiker, New Biker. Teapotone is another good one to have a look at as well. Old Man Tony Vlogs. But as I say, all the bikers, if you fancy a catch up on YouTube, check out all those other bikers that are listed at the bottom of the comments section. There are loads out there. We're going to crank in some dual carriageway mileage now, some boring stuff, and I shall cut back in when we go back into the urban route. So currently 8k in, and I'll come back to you shortly, so we'll see you guys in just a few. So just coming off on the dual carriageway mileage, 14k cranked up, and then the other half we do a couple of days before handover. But as always, no issues at all. This little Titan brakes lovely, all the electrics work good, engine's running superbly. And the tyres are coping very, very well on this cold and damp morning. Keeps up with the flow of traffic. And I love that tunnel. Great for doing rev bombs under that tunnel, as the other one is down at Simpson. Motorcyclists don't call them tunnels, we call them concert halls when we rev bomb. So heading back to the garage. As always, if you enjoyed the video, I'd love to hear your comments, what you think of the Titans. Obviously they're one of the Lexmoto's best selling bikes. Leave your comments down below. Check out obviously in the comments feed all the other bikers I follow, and check out the latest videos from Premises 187. That's quite a good one. I spend about 2 hours a night just catching up on my YouTube feeds of all the other bikers. But leave your comments down the bottom. Love to know what you think of the Titans and the Lexmoto products. A nice bit of low speed handling there, absolutely superb. These do handle very, very well at low speed, very stable. As always, click the like and subscribe. Thumbs up all over the screen, please. Thank you very much. So, subscribe, hit the like button, and I'd love to know what you think. And as always, if you want to see when the next video's up, hit that notifications bell. It's the easiest way to tell you when there's a new video coming up if you do follow the channel. And we're going to change the route again slightly. Got no traffic behind me. Do a little bit of round town again for the final part. As always, link down the bottom, Eclipse Motorcycles MK, and the telephone number is down there. And give the guys a call if you are after a 125. And we do have some bigger CC bikes. We've got 600s in and the 1000s, so you can always check out the used bike section on that website. Easiest way to get to all the social media is off my website, revbomb.co.uk, and pin the link down the bottom. Bing! There we go. As always, Eclipse Motorcycles, bottom of the first page, on the opening page, all about me. Down the bottom is a link to the Facebook for Eclipse Motorcycles, and of course their phone number again. All my social media is on the last page, which is RevBomb social media page. It's the Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, YouTube. All the links are in there. If you fancy obviously checking out what Lexmoto have to offer, I'll ping another link up down the bottom. The website lexmoto.co.uk. Find a dealer. If you happen to be in Milton Keynes, we're the biggest one in Milton Keynes. I think we're currently around about 40 bikes in stock and more coming, so a lot of bikes coming. And on this Friday the 13th, on a very cold and dark morning, if you're riding this weekend, have a good one. I should be riding for my exercise, and that is the next video to come up on Sunday morning. RevBomb is suffering from PMS. I've got a very, very bad case of PMS at the moment. Not what you think it is. PMS, Parked Motorcycle Syndrome. Ninja's not been out for a week, and all I've been on is 125's. Been using the car this week to get backwards and forwards to work, so I'm suffering PMS, and I feel a bike ride coming for this Sunday. Get rid of the PMS out of the system. But as always, be well guys. Whatever you're doing, ride safe, and if you are out, take it carefully. And on behalf of RB and the crew, as always, it's a big goodbye from me. Take care.